Okay, so you guys know how to multiply two binomials by two binomials. You do 4 multiplications. Do you think that you could take a guess? Here we have a binomial times a trinomial. Do you think you can take a guess how many multiplications you would do? Remember, if you've got something like this, that's 4 multiplications, right? You take x, multiply it by everything in the second set. Take 3, multiply it by everything in the second set. Following that reasoning, how many multiplications do you think you'd do here? 6. You would take the 2x, multiply by everything in this trinomial, and take positive 5 and multiply by everything in the trinomial. So 2x times x squared. What's 2x times x squared? 2x to the power of 3, because remember, 2x is the same as 2x to the first. So there's actually 3 x's getting multiplied there. Plus, what is 2x times 3x? 2x times minus 4.
-8.
And now we start the 5 and run it through the next trinomial. 5 times x squared. 5 times 3x. And it's a plus. And 5 times negative 4. Minus 20. And just like we did when we multiplied a binomial by a binomial, we collect as many like terms as we can. Why do I feel like I'm missing something? Yes. You guys said 6x squared. I forgot to put that. So, well, there's no other x cubes to combine. But I can combine x squareds to get what? How many? 11x squared. I can combine the x's to get negative 8x plus 15x plus 7x. And there's only number is negative 20, so just write that. How many multiplications here? 9. I've got to take the negative 3p squared multiplied by everything in the second trinomial. Then I've got to do 3p and run it through everything in the second trinomial. And then I got to do negative 2 and run it through everything in the second. So let's keep track of what we're doing. Negative 3p squared times 4p squared. Hello? Negative 12p to the fourth. Negative 3p squared times negative p. Remember, if there's just a p, that's the same as p to the first. Positive 3p to the third. Negative 3p squared times negative 6. Positive 18p squared. Okay, that takes care of the first 3. 3p times 4p squared. Plus 12p to the third. 3p times minus p. Negative what? Negative 3p squared. And 3p times minus 6. Negative 18p. All right, the last run through. Negative 2 times 4p squared. Negative 8p squared. Negative 2 times negative p. Positive, negative, plus 2p. And finally, negative 2 times negative 6. Positive 12. And now we collect what we can. Well, there's no p to the fourths to collect. There's only one of them. So that takes care of that. The p to the thirds, I've got 3p to the thirds and 12p to the thirds. That makes positive 15p to the third. P squareds, I've got 3 of them. I've got 18p squared, then I'm subtracting 3p squared, then I'm subtracting another 8p squared. Positive 7p squared. So that takes care of the p squareds. Now the p's, I've got a minus 18p plus a 2p. Negative 16p. That takes care of those, and then there's just a plus 12. Okay, so you got to keep careful track of everything. So that's if we're multiplying bigger than just binomial by binomial. Same rules apply. I want you to do B right now. We'll do A together. I want you to try B on your own. How many multiplications? 6. So once you finish, you can check it off. You should have 5 terms in your final answer because there's only 2 things that you can combine from the first step to the second step. And if you have yours in a different order, that's okay. It doesn't have to be in the same order. I just started here and I said, okay, I'm going to look at the x squareds, then I'm going to look at the xy's, then I'm going to look at the x's, already did the xy's, then the y squared, then the y. That's what I did.
So it's okay, like, are you allowed to put A, Y, X,
Okay, but did you recognize that those were like terms? And we can combine them? Because xy is the same as yx. That's why I wrote them both as xy's.
What if you combine them with?
What if what?
Or if you still like combine it, like you wrote them all.
If you wrote negative 17yx?
Like, what if one of them was,
If you wrote negative 17yx, that's still right.
okay, what if like it was 9 y, negative 9xy and negative 8yx? Like,
Well, those are the same because they both have xy's in them. So you can either write it as negative 17xy's or negative 17yx. Okay? What do you think this one is? Yeah.
You write it twice. You rewrite the 2r plus 5.
Good. You have to write it, whenever you square something, you multiply it by itself. So this does not mean that you go 2t squared plus 5t squared. Never, ever, ever. Whenever you see a squared, cross it out, rewrite the binomial. So it's 4 multiplications. 2r times 2r, 4r squared. 2r times 5t, 10 RT. And then on the bottom, the next one is going to be 5t times 2r.
I mean, 10.
10. Now, if you put tr, I'm just going to reverse them because then it matches the second one. And then plus 25t squared. We can combine just the two in the middle to get a final answer of 4r squared plus 20 RT plus 25t squared. Okay? Yes, I just ooh, now we're getting a little bigger. So now we're multiplying a couple of sets of binomials and then we're adding them together. When you're multiplying more than one set, put the first one in parentheses, put the second one in parentheses, and then we do the addition last. But remember, the product, whenever we multiply, the product has to stay together. What symbols in math do we use to keep things together? Parentheses. So, 2c times c, 2c squared. 2c times 5, plus 10c. Minus 3 times c,
Negative.
negative 3c. Minus 3 times 5.
Negative.
Okay? And that answer to the whole multiplication stays in parentheses. And you're going to see why that's important. Let's do the second one. C times negative 3c.
Negative 3c squared.
C times 1 plus c. Negative 3 times negative 3c plus 9c. Negative 3 times 1.
Negative.
Negative 3. Okay. Last year, one of the ways we talked about how to simplify algebraic expressions is taking out parentheses. If there's nothing in front, I can just remove the parentheses and nothing changes. Okay, nothing changes. Because there's no sign in front that's changing anything. But here you gotta be careful because you're adding everything. So what is an easier way to say plus negative 3c squared? Just negative 3c squared. Plus positive c is just plus c. Plus positive 9 is, again, just plus 9c. Plus negative 3, minus 3. Now, combine everything you can. So we've got some c squares to combine. What do we get? Negative 1c squared, or just negative c squared. If you had a 1 there, that's fine. I've got a lot of c's to combine. I've got a 10c minus 3c plus a c plus a 9c. Well, let's just go left to right. 10c minus 3c. 7c plus c. 8c plus 9c. 17c. Good. And that takes care of all those. So the only two things left are negative 15 and negative 3. 17. Let's try negative 18. Remember, you guys, and I'm doing this with my 9s right now. No, I mean, it happens all the time. There's a big difference between these two. Okay? Many students seem to think, oh, I'm combining two negatives, so the answer is going to be positive. No. You're adding two negatives. So if you've got 7 negatives to start with, and you're putting in another 8 negatives, that's the total of 15 negatives. But if you're multiplying them, that's when it becomes positive, and then you just multiply the numbers. Remember the difference. Okay? All right, last one. Sorry, second last one. So 3x plus 2y all squared means 2 multiplications. Whoa, 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 hey, whoa, hey, whoa, whoa, hey, whoa. Yeah, there we go. New color. Yeah. So we've got to write that out. Now we do our pairs of multiplications, and remember, we keep our answers in parentheses. Three x times 3x. 9x squared. 3x times 2y. 6xy. 2y times 3x. 6yx or 6xy. I want to match it with the one before. 2y times 2y. 4y squared, and it's positive. All right. 3x times 2x. 6x squared. 3x times minus 4. Negative 12x. Y times 2x. You want 3? 2xy. And I'm going to write it like xy so it matches the other ones. And finally, y times minus 4. Minus 4y. Take out the parentheses. Well, there's nothing in front of the first set. So I can just take them out and nothing changes. However, things are going to change in the second one because I'm subtracting everything. Well, we've got to subtract 6x squared, and that's just minus 6x squared. Then we've got to subtract negative 12x. What is that? It becomes plus 12x. Minus 2xy. Plus 4y. And finally now, let's combine everything we can. X squareds. 3x squared, because I can combine two of them. The xy's, I've got 3 of them. I've got 6xy plus 6xy minus 2xy, 10xy. And doesn't look like there's anything else to combine. They're all by themselves. So plus 4y squared plus 12x plus 4y. Question? Or no, just stretching. Okay. Okay, last one is a bit of a problem-solving one. How would you find the area? Like, just ignore the algebra right now. Like, let's just say if they were numbers. How would you find the area of just the blue region? What's that? Exactly. Find the area of the entire blue one, find the area of this one, and subtract them. In other words, I don't know how well this color is going to show up. 2x minus 2 times x plus 1, that's the area of the large. Minus x times x minus 2, that's the area of the white. I should have used a different color. Well, we got some multiplying to do. 2x times x. 2x squared. 2x times 1. 2x. Minus 2 times x. Minus 2x. Minus 2 times 1. Minus 2. Now, I can put that in parentheses, but actually, I'm not going to need the parentheses. There wouldn't be any parentheses anyway, because there's nothing in front. But I don't have to put this answer in parentheses. I can do the multiplication right now with the subtraction. Minus x times x. Minus x squared. Minus x times minus 2.
2x.
Positive 2x. Now, you could have done this, put it in parentheses, and then do the subtraction. You'd still end up with the same thing. Okay, so, well, first of all, see that I can get rid of. So I've got x squared. Somebody want to finish it? Minus 2x. Okay, I just collected these. I crossed these out because 2x minus 2x is nothing. Plus 2x. Subtract 2. That gets rid of all of them. Okay. Okay. So for Thursday, please. Understand